I would just like to welcome you to Piccadilly Central High School. For those of you who may not know me, my name is James Parsons and I'm the principal here. And certainly on behalf of the staff and the graduates, we welcome you here tonight in this very, very important celebration. So now I'll call upon Ms. LaPrere to lead us in grace. If everyone could stand, please.
Good evening. Once again, I've been given the privilege of leading this special ceremony for the year. So I ask you to just follow along with me. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you for the nourishing food we share this evening in celebration of 45 of Piccadilly Central High's 2007 graduates. We thank you for the unconditional love, guidance, and support of their parents, families, teachers, and friends who are present at their tables on this special occasion. Thank you, Lord, for the unique gifts that you have bestowed upon each of our graduates. May they be firm in their resolve to follow their dreams. May they always be mindful of the needs of others. May they always be nourished with hope, wisdom, and support in the challenges that may lay ahead. Finally, Lord, we thank you for making this day enjoyable and memorable, and ask that you bless all of our graduates this evening and all of those who have worked hard to make this day a success for our 2007 Piccadilly Central High School graduates. Amen. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Enjoy your meal.
I'd like to firstly turn your attention to the program that we will be following tonight. And inside, on the left-hand side of the cover, you will see each of the names of the students who are graduating tonight. So I'd like to start off this evening by certainly wishing congratulations and success to each of those students. As well, we would like to pass on a thank you to Sarah for composing the slideshow, and maybe we can show her appreciation with a round of applause. Thank you, Sarah. Just before we begin, I would like to draw your attention to a number of special guests that we do have in attendance tonight. And after I introduce them, if they could just stand up so that we know who you are. We can put the name to the face. Firstly, we would like to extend a very special welcome and thank you to the Honourable Tony Cornick, who's the MHA for Port-au-Port Stephenville East. Tony is joining us here tonight, along with his wife Stacy, who is a public health nurse in this area. So folks, if you could stand up, we'd like to welcome you and say thank you for your attendance. As well, we have Constable John Butler is here tonight. He's the RCMP liaison officer for our school. Most students know John quite well, and thanks very much for joining us, John. And when I say most students know John quite well, I mean that in a very positive sense, okay? No negative context to be interpreted there. I would like to also introduce Mr. Henry Gatto, who's the commanding officer of the Cadet Corps. Welcome, Henry, and thank you for coming. We have a number of members of our school council, and I will introduce each of them, and ladies, maybe then you can stand. We have Judy Gatto, Peggy O'Quinn, Jackie Doucette, and Katie Turret. Representing the school board, we have Mr. Eugene May, who's the school development officer and now recently appointed to student achievement. So welcome, Mr. May, and accompanying him is his wife here tonight, Madonna. So welcome to both of you, and thank you for showing. And I would also like to pass along regrets from Sister Alice Walsh. She had intended to be here tonight, but due to unforeseen circumstances, she's not able to attend, so I pass along regrets from Sister Alice. The final individual is Miss Shirley Snook. Is Shirley here tonight? She was on the list of attendees, but I did not see her. Shirley's a principal of Lord's Elementary School and a former teacher of most of the students here. So regrets from Shirley for her not being able to attend tonight. Just a couple of more names. We'd also like to welcome Denise Cole to the graduation tonight. Denise works with the Community Education Network and has certainly spent a great deal of time in our school. As well, Kim Kendall from the Community Youth Network, and we have Ms. Geraldine Turret, who's a former teacher, and Geraldine, welcome tonight as well. Thank you. If you're following along in the program, you'll see at this point we are going to cut the graduation cake, and that distinction always goes to the two youngest members of the graduating class. The cake is down at the far end of the gymnasium. Ms. Gillis, will we be taking pictures now? Ms. Gillis? Okay, so I'll call upon Krista Costard and Ron Martin, if you can make your way down to the back of the gym. We'll be cutting the cake, and folks, you can feel free to take pictures now. It'll be about 5 minutes or so.
Slow down, slow down. Maybe like 5 minutes. I get you some pulses. One her hand, one her fist. Hey, look this way. Look this way. Guys. Down here, Ronald. On the floor. No. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call upon Kayla Collier. And Kayla is going to toast the school board.
As a member of the senior class, I would now like to take the opportunity to say thank you to the school board. For the past 4 years at this school, it's always been the best 4 years of our lives. First, we would like to say thank you to the school board for uniting 3 separate schools to give my classmates and me the opportunity to meet new people, make new friends, and pursue a more varied curriculum. We also have to be grateful for the different things that this school has offered over the past few years. We have been provided with this great gymnasium and sports equipment. This facility has allowed us to have extracurricular activities. These activities couldn't be undertaken without the wonderful staff of teachers we have here at Piccadilly Central High. They have played a big role in making our high school years both exciting and memorable. On behalf of the graduating class of 2007, we would like to say thank you to the Western Newfoundland School District for providing us with the skills, opportunities, facilities, and teachers that have prepared us to face this big world with confidence and enthusiasm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kayla. If Mr. Eugene May could come forward now, please, and he will give a response from the school board. Mr. May.
Thank you, Kayla. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, parents, most importantly, graduates. On behalf of Mr. Don Brown, school board chair, and all the trustees, Dr. Ross Elliott, and all the board office staff, I'd like to wish you the warmest, best congratulations, warmest congratulations on reaching this milestone in your lives. Graduation is a celebration of academic achievement, hard work, and dedication. It is a time to praise all the positive things about education that makes teaching and learning such a reward for those of us who are involved. Since taking your first steps in kindergarten classroom so many years ago, many good people, parents, teachers, administrators, and the whole community have had high expectations for you and have also tried to support and encourage your learning. Our school district and your community ensured that you had teachers who love learning and love working with children so that you would be nurtured and challenged to think critically as you progress from grade to grade. This was done because all saw potential in you that you might not have even seen yourself as you matured and developed. You have met the challenge and tonight that's why we're here to celebrate. Your school and community have offered and are now ready for the wonderful opportunities life brings. As you near completion of your formal schooling with us and prepare to embark on your next journey through life's medley, take all that you have and all what you are and all that you strive and all that you hope to be. Take all your lessons learned and go forward, knowing that our hopes and prayers are with you and that furthermore, we will always be here to assist you if needed. So set your standards high, aim for what you want in life, and never settle for less. Think big, believe in yourself, and persevere to reach your dreams. And again, on behalf of the Western School District, warmest congratulations, and we trust that you have a very enjoyable evening as you celebrate your graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. May, for those greetings on behalf of the school board. I'll just take a few moments now, and this is, in all likelihood, will be my last opportunity to formally address the grade 12s at this school, and I look forward to sharing a few minutes with you. Staff, parents, clergy, board personnel, and of course graduates. It is certainly with a great deal of pride that I welcome you to the 2007 graduation ceremonies at Piccadilly Central High School. Tonight we're celebrating the accomplishments and achievements of some very fine young men and women who are about to complete their high school educational journey. Over the last years, the last 13 long years, you have experienced, some of you might even say you have endured many lessons from your teachers. But I'd like to take this opportunity to impart one final lesson to you. I think tonight is a very pivotal moment in all of your lives. It represents a crucial time. It's the same, if you will, as crossing over a bridge or choosing one of two paths. Some very difficult choices, some challenging choices that each of you will be forced to make in the very near future. Some of you will be deciding to move on to post-secondary education, and we certainly wish you the best of luck with that. And others of you will be entering the workforce directly. One option is not better than the other. Whichever option you choose, ultimately, should reflect where you are in your life, where you intend to go, and the abilities and skills that you've garnered from all of your teachers along the way. But I'd also like you just to reflect a moment on the many academic lessons you've learned here, but as well the many life lessons. Because your teachers have not only taught you arithmetic and biology and chemistry and language arts, they've also taught you some very, very important lessons about life. Some lessons come from books, some lessons come from the heart and from experience. As I said, every individual here tonight possesses a unique ability in which, if applied properly, it will lead you to success. And like Mr. May said, I would encourage you to settle for nothing less than your personal best and instill those values in the peers around you. You are a credit to how individuals from various locations can come together to form a community of learners. You've moved from individualism, and you're now one of a group. You're a part of the collective. So I don't think tonight is about the individual accomplishments of somebody from Cape St. George or somebody from Lourdes or or any of the other 17 communities which we service. Tonight is a celebration for all people on the Port-au-Port Peninsula, recognizing the fine achievements of these young men and women that sit before us tonight. I would just like to remind you that as graduates of this high school, you are as well educated, equipped, and trained as any other individual in this province. And oftentimes, some of the most difficult lessons to learn, or the most difficult lesson to learn, is belief in yourself and self-confidence. Don't shy away from that. Embrace it. And just like your program says, shoot for the stars. And even if you miss, you will land on the moon. That's not a bad goal. Again, congratulations, and thank you very much for attending the ceremonies tonight, and best of luck to all of our Level 3 students. Thank you. I'd now like to ask Miss Adriana White to address the parents.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. A graduation is a big part of a student's life. So many changes occur, so much hard work is done. It just seems like all those years have paid off. We sometimes seem to overlook that this is not only a big day in our lives. For our parents, this day is probably even bigger. For us, as graduates, it is hard to imagine the emotions of our parents here tonight. Yes, we can all tell they're sad that we're all grown up, but really it's so much more than that. Imagine yourself as a parent, spending 18 years of your life raising a child, teaching them all they need to know so that one day they can take care of themselves. Eventually, that day arrives. The baby that kept you from sleeping is now going off into the world, no longer needing you to hold their hand. Seeing that child here tonight as a young man or lady brings back so many memories. Then they wish they wouldn't have potty trained you. Well, besides all that mushy stuff, you, the parents, have put a lot of hard work into this graduation. By helping us with our homework when we were younger, and by grounding us as we get older for getting low marks on our tests. You helped us make it here tonight. Not only did you help us academically over the years, but you also helped decorate and prepare this beautiful ceremony. That's a lot of work, and for that we give you the sincerest thank you. You, the parents, have truly made this occasion possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana, for those very kind words. We would ask Ms. Darlene Martin to provide a response on behalf of the parents. Darlene?
I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight, especially the graduates. They're the ones that are in the center tonight. It's hard to believe that these were the same little ones, boys and girls, who we set off 13 years ago. They have grown so much. They have had good, solid beginnings from us, their parents, and their dedicated teachers, and hopefully this foundation will be a strong start for the next step in life's journey. We are saddened to see you go, but at the same time, proud and full of anticipation as you venture out into the real world. To the class of 2007, may you experience all good things that life has to offer. Whether you are a mechanic or a brain surgeon, a stay-home mom or dad, or a high-profile executive, remember, a job worth doing is a job worth doing is worth doing well. And it takes all kinds to make the world go around. Remember, no matter where you go or who you become, we will always be your parents to offer support, guidance, and love. We love you. Congratulations, each and every one of you, and all the best in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darlene. Darlene has become a real regular here at the school. It was no more than about a month or so ago. She attended as a emergency medical technician to take care of our own Mr. Anderson, who suddenly fell ill. So, Darlene, on behalf of the school, I didn't have a chance to thank you personally for your professionalism that day, but certainly we appreciated your efforts, and thank you very much. We're at the juncture in the program now where we have the valedictorian address the individuals in attendance. And of course, the valedictory address is given by the individual with the highest academic achievement in their final year of high school. And that proud distinction this year goes to Ms. Courtney Skinner. So Courtney, you can come forward, please.
Good evening, parents, guardians, friends, teachers, and special guests. And most of all, the graduating class of 2007. On behalf of my fellow classmates, I thank you all for being present on one of the most important days of our lives. I am honored to be chosen as a valedictorian out of all of these deserving students. However, at first, I went through a very short period of denial, where I really didn't want to get up in front of 300 people and speak. But everyone who knows Mrs. Gillis knows that she just doesn't take no for an answer. So, here I am today, speaking as a representative of our graduating class. As I look around the room and see all of the other graduates, I realize that our day here at Piccadilly Central High School are numbered. Most of us have already begun counting down the remaining days, and that not only includes us, the students, but also our teachers. They can't wait for us to leave, not only to get rid of us, but also because they want us to be successful with our future endeavors. Even though our teachers know their material, we often doubt them, get mad at them, and still think we are right. This usually happens when they make tests too long, or make us do so many assignments like Mr. Ryan. The thing we choose not to consider is that our teachers are only preparing us for our futures. They always have time to help you with the tiniest detail before a test, thanks Mr. Higdon, and are there to reassure you that you will do great. I'm sure when we all get on with our lives after high school, we will think about some of the crazy things we have done together, like smoking a Big Turk and playing with a Slinky in Mr. Marsh's Dirt Systems class, and smile to ourselves. We can't forget the parents or guardians now, can we? When anything goes wrong in our lives, we unload it all on their shoulders, whether it is because we've received an unfair mark on a test, or somebody rolled their eyes at us. They are always there in our time of need. Graduates, think back to when we first went to preschool. To me, that seems like a whole lifetime ago. But if you ever listen to any parents or guardians talking, they make it seem like it was only yesterday. Come on, that was 13 years ago. It's far from yesterday. When we first entered the doors of Piccadilly Central High School just 4 years ago, as high school students, we were unaware of what was in store for us. We met our teachers and our new classmates. Some we started preschool with, others we have never seen before. We have all come to tolerate and or accept each other's differences through all of those teenage dilemmas and have become stronger people, more forgiving. None of us is certain about what the future holds. However, there are various successful possibilities for each and every one of us. The level of education that you have is not as important as the life in which you choose. As long as you make the best of every situation that life puts forth, you will be a success. Make your parents, friends, family, and teachers proud of who you are and who you will become. Mr. Gerard Ryan and Mrs. Elizabeth Green are retiring this year. So from all the graduates, thank you for your support and best wishes for your retirement. Let's hear it from the class of 2007. Let's toast the senior class who will be leaving Piccadilly Central High School shortly. It's about time.
Thank you very much, Courtney. And I too would like to echo those same sentiments to both Ms. Green and Mr. Ryan. On behalf of the students here, as well as your colleagues and fellow staff members, I personally would like to thank you for your years of dedication and service. I've only had the privilege of knowing each of these fine teachers for the last 4 years, but certainly my respect and appreciation for the skills that they bring to the job every day are second to none. Thank you very much, and best of luck in your retirement to both of you. Thank you. If Leah Simon could come forward now, she is going to address us with a tribute to the teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. Whether they were teaching us to count to 10 and tie our shoes, or teaching us about covalent bonds, our teachers have been an influential part of our lives for a long time. The last 4 years at Piccadilly Central High School has expanded our minds and given us the knowledge to spread our wings and venture into the real world. They've become our mentors, inspiring us to achieve our full potential. Without them, we wouldn't have learned about morals and ethics, how to write a proper paragraph, or how to distinguish between osmosis and diffusion. Our teachers have contributed to every triumph and success we have accomplished while under their guidance. They made sure we made positive decisions which helped advance us towards our future. Thanks to our teachers, we will be ready to face any challenge without faltering. And even if we were to stumble, we have gained the ability to pick ourselves up again. Every teacher at Piccadilly Central High has impacted each and every one of us in many ways. They all have their own unique qualities and traits. With their crazy antics and even more eccentric laughter, Ms. Gillis has truly made our learning experience more enjoyable. Mr. Marsh, with his chemistry obsession and outbursts of random songs, has been a great source of entertainment and jokes for us all. Although he may be a bit loud at times, we still love Mr. Ryan. Sadly, we had to put up with his whistling for 4 whole years. Soon, Mr. Ryan, you get to move on to the next part of your life, just as we will. One-of-a-kind laughter and beautiful singing is always a product in her classes. Most of us do not know Miss Stratton well, but her sunny disposition always puts everyone in a good mood. Real-world issues and problems facing our society today is a staple in Mr. Koch's classroom. Always helpful and kind, Mr. Koch has helped us through a variety of subjects. Okay, Mr. Young, when you chuckle, we know you're really laughing at us, not with us. But yet, you seem to make even math class fun. In the words of Mr. Higdon, smoke and you'll die. Mr. McIsaac, you occasionally taught here last year, but it wasn't long enough. It's an honor to have you as a full-time teacher for the year 2006-2007. We learned more about her life than we did all of our courses combined with Ms. Parsons. They say practice makes perfect, but you'll never make it to the WNBA. Mr. Anderson, it's always nice to see you in something other than a dress. Maybe next year, you'll be the 2007-2008 Miss Man. Mr. Chewinski, too bad you left your bumblebee sweater at home. Deal with it. Mr. Cashin, you're a great teacher, and congratulations on your new baby boy. Ms. Roses and Ms. Hines, although you two haven't been here at PCH very long, you have earned a place in our hearts. To all other teachers and administrative staff that have come and gone, thank you so much for your help and support. We wish you all good luck with the rest of your teaching careers and with all future students. We would just like to thank you again for all of the times you've pushed us when you knew we weren't living up to our potential standards. Thank you again, and again for all you've done to help us. To the class of 2007, I wish you the best of luck, and I pray that God will bless each and every one of you through your journeys in life. Thank you.
Mr. Anderson in a dress. Can you picture it? Just a harsh, harsh image. Mr. Young is not going to waste any time. Obviously, he has something to say, so I'll just turn the mic over to Mr. Young.
Thank you, Leah. We're going to see who's going to chuckle at who in a few minutes here. So, all you graduates have a seat. The serious portion of this night is over, right? Okay, just a note to the graduates, because they're the only ones who would understand this statement anyway. I misplaced my speech earlier today, and guess where I lost it? I lost it in the calculator containment unit located at the front of class. Anyway, good evening, guardians, graduates, parents, teachers, invited guests. I must first apologize for my speech. You see, when Kayla Payne asked me to do the toast to the students, I thought she said, "Would you like to roast the students?" So that's how I proceeded. And that's how I'm going to proceed. So stay put there, graduates. Try not to sink too low in your chairs there. I must ask the parents not to take anything too serious that I'm saying. And don't take it to heart. But as for the graduates, I won't say anything to you because you haven't listened to a bloomin' thing I've told you all year anyway. And a final disclaimer, since I'm being videotaped there, all the names in this speech have been kept exactly the same, but the facts have been greatly exaggerated in order to embarrass the innocent. I spent the last 2 or 3 weeks thinking about this graduating class and the 4 exciting years that we've spent together. I reflected on their and our experience at Piccadilly Central High School. And after some deliberation, I noticed that there were several qualities that tonight's graduates already possess that's going to help them a whole lot as they leave us. One such quality is being persuasive. The power of persuasion is very important to success. You have to persuade people that you're the right person for that job. You're the right person for that promotion. And in Danika's case, you have to persuade your teacher that you have the right to go to the washroom. Let's consider the case of Miss Danica Inks. You see, recently Danica wanted to go to the washroom in my class, but knowing I probably wasn't going to allow her to go, Danica rephrased her request to me in a more persuasive way. A quote from Danica. "Sir, you gotta let me go to the washroom. I'm gonna soil my pants." So, if there's anyone down there at Danica's table that's listening, and she says she's got to go to the washroom tonight, I advise you to get out of the way fast. Another quality involves not giving up. Stick-to-itness is very crucial to success. Let's talk about Mr. Tommy Jesso for a while. Tommy has been informing me on a regular basis since grade 9 that he's going to quit school. It's usually happened on a Friday. "Yes, sir, I'm going to quit. I'm coming back Monday to collect my books." Come Monday, he's volunteering to erase the board for me. I would hazard a guess that Tommy has threatened to quit school more often than Mr. Ronald Martin has wormed out of silent reading this year. But I digress. Back to Tommy. To give credit where credit is due, Tommy hung in there, and he didn't quit. I'm not finished with you yet, Tommy. I'll get back to you later. And since I mentioned Ronald, let's talk about Ronald for a while. Ronald has had to leave silent reading class to blow his nose so often this year that I allow he's going to turn into Rudolph before the year's over. You see, back in September, Ronald figured he wasn't going to read at all this year in silent reading. So a few visits at the office with Mrs. LaPrere kind of straightened that out for a while. But after a couple of visits with Mrs. LaPrere now, Ronald devised a new strategy. Until recently, I didn't know what he was up to, but I figured out his plan. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, it's blow your nose day. On Tuesdays, it's let's go to talk to Mr. Anderson day. And on Thursdays, it's let's go to the washroom. I worked out the amount of time that Ronald has missed from silent reading this year being a math teacher. That's 5 minutes a day times 190 school days. That's about 950 minutes, which works out to 16 hours of lost reading time. Which, by the way, is approximately the amount of free time that Ronald's going to get off during exam week. So I'm in negotiations right now with Mr. Parsons to have that free time converted to silent reading. Miss Nikita Jesso. Nikita, or in Nikita's words, God love. But Nikita's another good example of not giving up this year. After having a difficult time with her math, she's finally on the right track. It just goes to show you what practice can do. Now, if she would only practice her singing. No, I mean really practice her singing. Speaking for the school, Nikita, I can honestly say that Christmas karaoke will never be the same once you're gone. A third quality involves staying focused and having good concentration skills. Let's consider the case of Miss April Young. April was so focused during silent reading, so intent on finishing that last paragraph in the book she was reading, that she fell clean out of her seat onto the floor sideways. Now that's concentration. Speaking of concentration, and our buddy Leah, Miss Leah Simon, would you believe that Leah can concentrate so well that she can read a magazine, write out folk literature notes, talk to Nicole and Blake, listen to her iPod, while insisting very passionately that she's really paying attention to the math that I'm doing on the board. I think Bill Gates is looking for Leah to model the next version of Windows and really improve the multitasking portion. Still on the track of Leah, she hasn't really been the same since her accident in grade 9. Her failed space launch, I call it. Miss Nicole Bullen. Oh, you want to hear about that space launch, eh? Well, one day in grade 9, we were working in groups in math class, and I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't aware of Leah's multitasking skills, right? I just assumed she was talking and wasting her time. So I asked Leah to move back to work on her own. And Leah didn't like this very much. She was just fit to be tied. So I said, Leah, look, you got 2 choices here. You can move back or you can go to the office. So she huffed and she puffed. And she was getting more angry by the minute. So she finally tried to move her chair. Unfortunately, she didn't get out of it. So when she moved her chair and gave a violent shove on the chair, the back legs of the chair brought up solid, the chair flipped over, and Leah was now sitting with her back to the floor facing the ceiling as if she were an astronaut going to launch off into space. Now that's a true story, that's not exaggerated. Needless to say, the entire class, including Leah and myself, just broke into laughter. So talk about how to diffuse a sticky situation. Miss Nicole Bullen. A few years ago, coincidentally, at the same time I was finishing off my master's degree, I made a startling discovery in the field of communication. The Nicole syndrome. Yep, you got it, the Nicole syndrome. A person experiencing this condition might exhibit the following symptoms. Constant loud chatter that occurs usually during grade 11 year. Frequent outbreaks of uncontrolled hysterical laughter. Just like that. So, obviously still not quite cured. Denial that said condition exists. And a deep belief that the teacher is picking on you and only you. Fortunately, the condition went away at the beginning of grade 12. But remember, Nicole, it's all fun and games till you fail your math. You got it. Still on the topic of communication, I believe that Miss Krista Coster will leave this year with excellent skills in communication. You see, Krista was trying to find out her math mark one day. And after observing several students getting turned down, she had a plan. She figured she would put the old sucking up to the teacher routine into action. Yes, sir, I remember it well. She came in to visit me in homeroom one day, all smiles. Sat down by my desk and proceeded to have the strangest conversation with me. She asked me how I was doing. She told me I looked tired, that I was probably working too hard and I should try to get more sleep. At this point, and I'll borrow some of the words from Danica, I nearly soiled myself. She asked me how my dog Nemo was doing. Asked how things were going at home. How my wife was doing. Who incidentally was Krista's classroom teacher only next door. After 10 minutes of genuine concern for my well-being, she ever so subtly got around to the test and inquiring about her mark. It worked. A fourth quality involves knowing when to be discreet. Let's consider the case of Miss Jody Simon. Jody learned at a very early age the importance of keeping a low profile. You see, way back when Jody was in grade 9, I would often see her sneaking off into the woods across the road, happily playing hooky. However, her plan was usually spoiled by the students in my class who would point her out as she moved slowly, hiding from tree to tree. It was just like watching a game of peekaboo. The students would say, "There she is. No, wait a minute. There she is. No, wait a minute. There she goes." Mr. Jonathan Martin. You know, Jonathan, you could learn a lot from Jody about being discreet. You see, Jonathan decided to make a big set of lips one day, cut them out in class, and gave them to Dylan in the middle of class. And by the way, Jonathan, I still have those lips at home, so in case you get the urge to plant a big wit one on Dylan before I graduate, just give me a shout. And speaking of hot lips, let's not forget Miss Leanna Laney. For the first 4 or 5 months of the year, I noticed Leanna was late for class nearly every day. But when she'd come in, she'd be happy as a lark. Little did I know that the reason for the lateness, and consequently her happiness, was that she was out in the corridor smooching it up with Sean Woods. You guys really made a mistake when you asked me to do this speech. A fifth quality involves on-the-job training. Many of the graduates, unknowingly, have been getting on-the-job training this year in various disciplines. I hear Mr. Chris Campbell has been working this year, and he's had extensive training as a taxi driver or a shuttle pilot, taking every third day off from school to shuttle his family and friends back and forth, various destinations in the Bay St. George and surrounding area. Now, isn't that nice? And Miss Sabrina Gesso, don't worry Sabrina, I didn't forget you. Sabrina has been polishing up her mediation skills this year. You must have noticed that whenever there's an argument or a fight going on, Sabrina tries to direct the show. Because of this, I would hazard to guess that she's likely to take over for Jerry Springer next year. Let's hear it, folks. Sabrina, Sabrina, Sabrina. Mr. Tyler Simon. During a workplace safety training exercise, Tyler came up with just a brilliant idea. He figured he would demonstrate how to get yourself out of a tight jam on the job. Using chairs that were lined up, Tyler crawled underneath. But things didn't quite work as planned, you see. Tyler got stuck in one of the chairs for real and had to be removed. Mr. Kenny Gissel. Kenny received a lot of training in grade 11. He spent much of his time in the washroom during that year, you see. I think he might have been doing potty training. Either that or he was inspecting the school plumbing system. Go for a job with Slaney's Plumbing there, buddy. Miss Adriana White. Adriana, I don't have the sweetest clue what this message means, but I was asked to pass along the intergalactic message that the mayor of Plymouth is retiring at the end of the year, and he hopes you will apply for the position. Must be an inside joke. Miss Sherry Benoit. Sherry usually can be spotted with highlighters, coloring pencils, binders, markers, rolls of tape. I figure she's going to go for work with Stephenville Office Supply next year. Miss Kayla Benoit. Now Kayla's probably going to get mad at me for mentioning her name tonight. But the way I see it, she's been mad at me since grade 9. So I got nothing to lose. I was going to say I seen her smile one day, but I believe earlier tonight she was making fun of me wearing a suit. But the day I did see her smile was the day that we got out at 2 o'clock. You don't really hear this, Mr. May. We got out at 2 o'clock, and they missed their math period last class. So I had to go in my homeroom for something, and when I looked at Kayla, she was smiling. As if to say, I don't have math today. But anyway, Kayla's training comes in the area of being a pilot, although I wouldn't recommend her. You see, in grade 11 science class, one of the activities in the book, believe it or not, involves designing paper jets. But poor Kayla's design didn't work out too well, did it? It made it about -5 meters and landed behind her. Miss April Smith. April. And believe it or not, April has been training this year to be a Walmart greeter. Every time I've seen her in the corridor, at her locker, usually late for class I might add, or when I walk past the corridor and she's in someone else's class, she always yells out, "Hello!" Walmart greeter all the way to April. Miss Courtney Skinner. You always know when Courtney is coming down the hall. But then again, no you don't, as the sound of her heels clicking makes you think it's Mrs. LaBrere coming instead. Yep, Courtney is a Miss LaBrere wannabe. Which is not a bad thing. Mr. Tommy Jesso, I told you I'd get back to you, didn't I? Based on Tommy's reading experience this year, I would hazard a guess that he's got a good shot at a future sales representative position with Buy and Sell magazine. And I hear Mr. Ronald Martin is going to be a traffic cop with his traffic cop dance. Now we all know Mr. Ryan likes to jog. What you may not know, he also likes to jog down the corridor, especially when he's being chased by the terrible trio of Amber Reddiff, Vanessa Skinner, and Jessica Roses. The trio's motto, leave no stone unturned until every single answer on that math assignment has been revealed, or Mr. Ryan has been drove to an early retirement. And finally, I'd like to mention Miss Sarah Donnelly. Sarah came back to us this year after being on the mainland for a few years, you see. Most graduates take with them all they learn in grade 12, but poor old Sarah Donnelly has had something taken away. Her Ontario accent. For all those that I forgot to mention tonight, it's not really because I didn't want to, but I was either afraid of you or afraid of your mothers. In conclusion, I wish to apologize if I offended anyone tonight, but I'm sure you'll be over it by tomorrow morning anyway. Like you always do. To this year's graduating class, I offer my congratulations. I wish you the best of luck with your futures. Have a safe evening, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Young, for that very entertaining narrative. Very, very well done, sir. If Miss Nicole Bullen could come forward now, she has a few words. Nicole.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of myself and the graduates of 2007, I would first like to give thanks to the school board, teachers, students, and to all those who made tonight possible, especially Miss Gillis and Miss Shelley Hoskins. I don't even think that there is any way we can begin to thank you. The support, dedication, time, and patience that you both have shown us is something we are more than grateful for. Also, I would like to thank our Secretary Mina, Miss Burke, and Stacy Taylor for helping us make tonight such a success. So can everyone please give a round of applause to everyone who made the senior prom of 2007 possible. And if Miss Gillis would please come and get a token of our appreciation. As a small Is that a cantaloupe, sir? Thank you. Come back here.
I too would like to echo Nicole's comments with regards to the absolutely tremendous amount of work that Miss Gillis puts into the senior high prom every year. This is my 4th year in the building. Ms. Gillis has been spearheading evenings just like tonight for the last 4 years. She works absolutely tirelessly, gives of her time freely, expects nothing in return other than the fact that people have a good time and make it a night to remember. Ms. Gillis, on behalf of the staff, again, I would like to say thank you so much for all of your efforts. The work you put forth is absolutely superhuman, and we really appreciate it. I have a small token as well. This is a very tiny lobster I have here, but if you can come and get it, please. Folks, that concludes the speeches for this evening. I'd like to thank everyone who contributed tonight. Your words were well received, and thank you for your efforts. Again, just prior to our putting the tables away, I would like to again thank all the special guests in attendance here tonight. In particular, Mr. Tony Cornick, MHA, and his wife Stacy, as well as Mr. Eugene May and his wife Madonna. Thank you very much for fitting us into your very busy schedules, folks. Again, congratulations, folks, and in just a few moments we will be clearing the tables, and at the conclusion of which we would ask that you give us a hand putting the tables into the cafeteria so we can start the Grand March. Thank you.
Show the world the more than you smile. Your votes, class of 2007. Your first taking your places there, stands coming up. March Parker. And some Now the parents of the grad. tonight. We're going to start out with dance here in a few moments.
Got my memories, and they will last. I try to keep it simple, cause I hate goodbyes. I try to keep it simple by telling myself that I will remember you and all of the things that we've gone through. There is so much I can say, but words get in the way. So when we're not together, I will remember you. I will remember you. We're a picture in my mind. When I wanna find you, I just close my eyes. You'll never be that far from me, so don't say goodbye, cause you'll never be that far from me. I'm telling myself that I will remember you and all of the things that we've gone through. There is so much I could say, but words get in the way. So when we're not together, I will remember you. You were there when I needed a friend. Thank you, thank you. I never told you how much that meant. Gotta thank you, thank you. I will remember you and all of the things that we've gone through. There is so much I could say, but words get in the way. So I will remember you and all the things that we've gone through. There is so much I can say, but words get in the way. So when we're not together, I will remember. When we're not together, I will remember you. Yeah, I will remember you. Wishing on a shooting star, but dreams alone won't get you far. Can't deny your feelings anymore. The world is waiting right outside your door. What are you waiting for? Come on, here's your chance. Don't let it slip right through your hands. Are you ready for the ride of your life? Your dreams are riding on the wind. Just reach out and pull them in. Get ready for the ride of your life. The ride of your life. yourself to answer to. Don't let fear of falling hold you down. Your spirit's flying high above the clouds. Your glory bound. Come on, here's your chance. Don't let it slip right through your hands. Are you ready for the ride of your life? Your dreams are riding on the wind. Just reach out and pull them in. Get ready for the ride of your life. You're on your way, no looking back. There's no future living in the past. You're free at last. Yeah, yeah. You're free at last. Come on, here's your chance. Don't let it slip right through your hands. Are you ready for the ride of your life? Yeah. Your dreams are riding on the wind. Just reach out and pull them in and get ready for the ride of your life. The ride of your life. Come on, get ready. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your dreams are riding on the wind. Just reach out and pull them in. Get ready for the ride of your life. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I've broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh, 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 God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have the photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. time I do, it makes me laugh. Every time I do, it makes me.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same thing I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my my wish for you is that this life becomes all